Welcome to Comcast Local Edition. I'm Steve Munn. We're on location at the service station, and I'm telling you, you need a jazzy cup of coffee just to keep up with my next guest, who is Dr. Lisa Bliss, who is an ultra marathoner. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And you love to run ultra marathons, and we'll get into that in just a minute, but it's really for Team St. Luke's, which is a great organization for athletes with disabilities. Let's talk just a little bit about that and then get into this crazy race that you're going to run.
Team St. Luke's is, exactly as you said, a team of athletes that have physical disabilities. They are limited by funding, and if we can raise enough money, we can get some of these kids some racing wheelchairs, and they can start participating in the competitions and competing against their teammates. And so we're trying to raise, at minimum, 5 wheelchairs, which are $2,500 a piece. So at minimum, $10,000.
Spendy stuff. But there are some amazing wheelchair athletes. We've had a young woman named Susanna on the show. Just amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing competitor.
And she deserves, they all deserve wheelchairs or whatever equipment they need in order to compete in their sports.
So you have chosen a pretty, some would say, extreme way to raise money for Team St. Luke's.
I'm running the Badwater Ultramarathon. It is in Death Valley, California, and it's the 3rd week of July, which is obviously the hottest part of the year.
We have to stop right there. So Death Valley, 3rd week in July.
125 degrees, up to sometimes 130 degrees, and if we're lucky, it'll get 130 degrees. You always want it to be warm.
And you run for 2 days.
The race is 135 miles. And it starts in Badwater, which is a place in Death Valley. That's the lowest.
Sounds like a lovely, inviting place already.
Badwater, that's right. It's an area of briny water. That is the lowest elevation in the United States, 282 feet below sea level. And that's why it is so hot there. And then the course continues all on road, on asphalt, 135 miles, up and down 2 mountain passes, and it finishes up way up high on Mount Whitney, and 135 miles later.
So now I'm just curious what you say to people who, will look at you and say, gee, nice, normal-looking woman. What's wrong with her?
I know. Ultra runners are an eclectic group of people, and we like to challenge ourselves. So there's not an extrinsic reward to do this race. When you finish the 5 consecutive marathons, if you will, the 135 miles, the reward is a belt buckle if you finish under 48 hours.
Okay then, but you said it's a big belt buckle.
Well, for me it's big because I'm small, but it's a belt buckle, and that's it. The first place winner gets that. The last place winner, or the last place finisher under 48 hours gets that too. There's a 60-hour cutoff for the race.
Wow.
And so the motivation is very intrinsic. It's to overcome obstacles. It's to go over the peaks and the valleys of the mountains. It's to know that you're going to run into some downtimes while you're out there, and it's to know that you're going to get through those downtimes.
But now you ran this race in 2004 and actually did quite well.
I ran it in 2004, and I finished 15th overall, 3rd place female, in 37 hours and 41 minutes, and so I'm going back this year to see if I could run a little bit faster.
Just to give you some credit, because you're so modest, this is against elite runners from all over the world.
There are 90 runners, 15 different countries, and this year is the highest women's field of 18 women that are running, hand-selected.
Great. Well, congratulations. Now back to the websites and Team St. Luke's, because we've got both the websites on the screen, so people can go on those sites and they can contribute.
Absolutely. There are 2 ways to contribute. One is to go to the badwater.com website and look up the race roster, and there will be a link there to Team St. Luke's. And the other way is to do it directly through Team St. Luke's online.
Now, so do people actually go and spectate at this race, or do they just watch it on ESPN?
There will be a kind of a real-time login, so you can actually log into the website during the race and follow the runners, and there'll be pictures as the race goes along. So there's a little bit of a delay, maybe a couple of hours, but it's a real-time website.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Lisa, and thanks for supporting, the athletes in our community. Thank you for being here on Comcast Local Edition. I'm Steve Munn saying bye-bye for now.